What's the state of your website? If you're looking for a new digital experience platform or DXP to run your digital experiences, I have the book for you. The Agile Brand Guide to Digital Experience Platforms is part of my best-selling series of MarTech books. In this book, I explore and demystify DXPs and look at the roles a digital experience platform should play, the different types on the market, as well as how to initially evaluate platforms, then how to best implement a DXP once you've selected it. The book also features a foreword from Rupali Jain, Chief Product Officer at leading DXP provider Optimizely, as well as several other thought leaders in the industry. Learn more and get a copy in print or digital now by going to the Agile Brand Guide website at www.agilebrandguide.com.
Hi, this is Greg. Look for my book, The Agile Brand, on Amazon or on my website at theagile.world. Welcome back to the Agile World. This is Greg Kihlstrom. So I've talked a bit about the evolution of the brand-consumer relationship that I go into much more detail in my book, The Agile Brand. In my newest book, The Agile Consumer, I take this a step further. In the Agile Brand, I go through 4 steps. The first is brand as object, where names and logos are really enough to differentiate one brand or one company from another, which evolves into brand as idea, where brands need to identify the problems, the challenges, the opportunities that they create for their customers. As time went on and as more variety was there, as consumers had more choices, experience and ultimately relationships became more and more important. Brands needed to have offer a great experience to customers in order to keep them because there's so much competition. And then ultimately, when one-off experiences weren't enough, they needed to maintain longer relationships with their customers to keep them coming back, because it's so much easier to keep and retain a customer than it is to keep winning new ones. But I think there's a 5th step in this evolution that we're on the cusp of. And so over time, in addition to brands evolving and becoming more complex, consumers have also gotten a lot more power. They've gotten a lot more agency to not only be able to choose between companies, to be able to choose between products and services, but the role that they play, the control that they have in this relationship has become greater and greater. So the more choice they have, the more control they have, the more they're able to make decisions and create things for themselves, the more control that they have. So this 5th step, following brand as a relationship, is really a facilitator-maker relationship. So consumers become the creators. Instead of brands being solely the ones creating products, coming up with ideas, consumers are crowdsourcing ideas. They're contributing to crowdfunding campaigns, even for companies as large as GE. They're contributing to product ideas for Dell, for Starbucks, for others, and they're becoming and having more and more power in the relationship. As things like 3D printing and home manufacturing become more and more prevalent over the years to come, consumers actually get more and more of the control. Brands really are there to offer consumers a way to make things that they want, that they can customize for themselves. While we're really at the beginning of this process, we're kind of on the cusp of this, of some of these technologies even being available, not even to the mass population, but to a few. This is going to continue to change and to shift. I mean, we see content creation everywhere. We see people making videos, uploading them to social media, to YouTube, all of those kinds of things. But when that creation translates into the physical world, things are going to change drastically. They're going to change permanently. All of a sudden, manufacturing, other areas that we take for granted sometimes as companies, as brands, that whole dynamic is going to change. Again, it's going to be the brand's responsibility to give consumers templates, options, materials that they can then create what they want, where they want it, how they want it, and the colors, styles, so on and so forth that they feel like. I'm really curious how quickly this is going to play out myself. I think, again, some of this is reliant on technology. Some of this is reliant on people getting access to quicker internet, to all sorts of things, to mass adoption of some of these things, as well as more equitable distribution of this, so everyone having access to the same types of tools. And I'm looking forward to continuing to talk about it and to learn about it. And I'd love for you to join me for the ride. It's gonna definitely be interesting. There's gonna be lots of changes and lots of bumps along the way, but I think it'll be interesting. Thanks for listening. Have a great week. If you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful, please rate the show on iTunes or contact me through my website at theagile.world. You can find my books, The Agile Brand and The Agile Web, on Amazon and on my website at theagile.world.